right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're live. And yes, gremlins in the system once again, but I want to Eric Bird here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight we got to talk about the stock market. What's wrong with the stock market? Some of you may be going, I didn't know there was a problem with the stock market. Well, there is, ladies and gentlemen. It's been ongoing. You just have to pay attention over the long span, like last 7 months, last 9 months, last year. Are you paying attention? Well, then, if you are, then that means you're going to find yourself in an advantageous situation. We got a lot to talk about this and much, much more. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. I want to thank new subscribers, members of the channel, and everyone else who has found us, because tonight is the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream edition. Well, on Wednesday nights, it's members only that can be in the chat room. So if you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. You need an icon next to your name. That means you're a member. That's the only way you can be in the chat room. On Monday and Friday nights, the chat room is open to everybody. So once again, those are the little perks. And by the way, remember, if y'all want to join me on screen, you guys know where to find the link. It's under the community tab. So let's get, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Because in case you're new here, you may not understand what's been going on over the last year with regard to the stock market, but I'm about to enlighten you just a little bit. So let's break out what's happened recently or even the futures for tomorrow in the stock market. This is stock market tips, stock market strategy, and then some, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get into it, shall we? But before that, smash the like button once again. And if you like what I'm talking about during this live stream, please subscribe to the channel. Now, notice tomorrow, Dow futures have already looking like they're going to be red. Now, we're getting ready to head into Christmas. The holidays are here. This also means people who have losses. Now, you have to understand, there's plenty of losses going around. Most stocks are down. Over 70% of stocks are down this year to date. So, you know, or maybe you don't know, depending on who you are, you can rebalance, readjust your portfolio. And this is the time of year that you would do it. And you're going to be able to write off this L for this year. Parts of this L you can write off. So then you say we took an L on these, so you have to sell the shares in order for it to be an L. You can't do unrealized. So if somebody says, hey, I lost 30% this year, well, you haven't lost 30% until you sold the stock at negative 30%. So they have to sell the shares of stock, which means potentially shares are going to be dumped on the market over the next 2 weeks. So that's basically how this could end up working. Now, you put on top of the other thing, a lot of you know, I've been talking about it for a long, long time. This is 1929, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking about it. So, first, I'm going to talk about what's on the screen here, though. Notice this by CNBC, not like the top dogs of investing as far as I'm concerned, but they give you an overall view of what somebody's saying. They're reporting. There is a slowdown happening. Wells Fargo, Bank of America CEOs point to cooling consumer amid Fed hikes. Notice who's talking. Wells Fargo, B of A. They're saying it's cooling consumer amid Fed hikes. This is so they can get their 0.5. This is so they can get their 0.25 the first quarter of next year. That's the interest rates they want to see and then call it quits. But I don't think it's going to be quits. I think there's going to be another 0.25 after March. Now, we'll find out what's going to happen. Now, the other news is Theranos COO Sunny Balwani, 13 years, 2 thumbs up for that. Sam Bankman-Fried, we're waiting on his 15 years or more when that's going to happen. Now, let's get into something else. I just wanted to show that real quick so you guys could see what's going on. The futures, some people will say tomorrow's going to be a red day based on the futures. Well, that's very true. So that's going to be interesting. And this is how it always works. In case you don't understand futures, it starts after, I'll just say 8 p.m. at night. And we're at 9 p.m. right now. So that gives you an idea. 8:30, 8 p.m. markets, the after hours market closes. So that's how you can look at it. Now, let's get into why it's 1929, 1930. We're in the midst of this, ladies and gentlemen. The same things that happened in the last 7 years is what happened in the 1920s. So once again, you guys who are here, members of the channel, know what time it is. There are several people who may be new here and not understand how everything is related. Laverne Penix is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live stream, where it's members only that can be here in the chat room with the icon. And he brings his tagline, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Another jacked up day in the market. I received a trailer and notification. Thank you so much for letting me know. AKA Mr. Cool is here. Thank you so much for being in the house once again tonight. And he mentioned, if you saw the trailer and received a notification, please let me know. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't saw the trailer, the reason why you didn't is because you're not a subscriber. It's that simple. Now, if you want an icon next to your name, you got to find that $ symbol and become a member of the channel to give a little financial support. That would be greatly appreciated, like Mr. Cool. And DJ Robbie D is in the house. Solutions is here with the icon next to his name. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. Greatly appreciated. Very nice to see you. And he brings a tagline. What's up, SSN Nation? Getting wild in the market. Oh, yeah, DJ Robbie D, you haven't seen anything yet. Did you not see that? What I just posted up about the Wells Fargo, Bank of America CEOs talking about a cooling period, AKA it's about to be another long, wild ride over the next month or 2 or 3. So hold on tight, but you don't have to around here, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, why don't I just do something real quick? Stock market tip number 1, because first of all, this is the time that you get your dividend stocks in while you can. Because if your stock price is down 30, 40, 50, 60%, that means they have to give out more in dividends in relation to the stock. And more means to me, more percentage. So when a stock goes down and they give out dividends, your yield over the year increases. So a simple thing like this. If you have a, let's say a $10 stock and it gives you $1 a year, That's 10% roughly, I believe. So if the stock drops to $7 and then they're still giving out $1, well, now you divide 1 into 7. Now you're around 15%. All right. So that's the differences, ladies and gentlemen. 15% return because it's $7 versus if it's a $10. So this is why millionaires are made. This is why investing when there's a recession is very good. But not only that, we're going to get into what Mr. Cool loves right now, that he's tracking right now. Tesla down to 174 today. It was just 185 or 195 of 4 or 5 days ago. It keeps going down. Remember, I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1929. And if you're new here, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Wednesday, Wealthy Wednesday live stream. And he's sitting here with the icon as well. That means he's a member of the channel. That means he can be in the chat room. That also means his tagline. He has 2 of them, actually. Tonight, he brings one of them. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do here. Come along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting started because I got to show you this chart now, right? A lot of people don't realize 2010 to 2022 was basically the roaring 20s, except now it's the roaring 10s. So when 2050 comes, they're going to be, man, the 2010s was off the charts. The stock market doubled and then some. What happened then? It was the roaring 20s. It's the roaring 10s now. So you have to pay the piper, ladies and gentlemen. You can see this chart on the screen. It's a perfect illustration. Here we are, 298 on the Dow Jones. That's right. Back then, it was a lot smaller, not that many companies, all good. 298, October 26. Then all of a sudden, it just keeps, these aren't dailies, but I'm just going to try and this bounces. Here's October 29th, 3 days later, 230. But then all of a sudden, the next day it goes back up to 258. So people are just like they are now. It's a green day. I'm buying more. And then all of a sudden, it drops. Notice, wait, I went too far. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them. Can't really find them that good. This bounces a bit. But November 4th, I don't know why there's a 3-day span. But anyhow, 31 days. 257. So everybody's like, okay, no biggie. We're still good. I'll buy some more. And then all of a sudden it drops to 236. And you're like, holy smokes, November 8th, 4 days later. And then all of a sudden it drops even lower to 198, right? So look at this, 198, go across here. Here we are, October 17th, a year later. So what happens? Notice it goes back up. Does this look familiar? It goes back up 245. It's safe to get back in the water. Let me start buying some more stocks. This is now December, and then I'll move out a little bit. Fast forward, we are not going to sit here all day. 292. So everybody's thinking, oh my God, look at this. We went from 240, 230 up to 290. Oh, we're all ready to go again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock, put our money in here. All you investors, just like right now, you're waiting for weeks of upturn so then you can throw your money back in the stock market. But then they said, hey, we fooled you. 263 goes up a few days. Then we're back down to 211, goes up a few days. So you feel good, July. And then what happens? This 1930 that you see I'm on right now is just like being in 2023. This is what's going to be happening. Same scenarios. And now all of a sudden, we're below what we were last year. All the people that invested between last year and October in 1930, you thought you were good by putting that dollar cost average in there, and they just pulled the rug in 1930, a year later. And look at this. It's like a free fall down here. Then they come up for a few days. Then they come up for a week or two, making you think, oh, we're back. And then they say, yep, you were thinking that, but we're going down. This just went over from 1929 all the way out here. And this is to 32. That's 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. So if you think the stock market, after these guys have $35 trillion in debt, you're going to be in for a bad, bad awakening. It's not going to be pretty out here. So all I'm saying is be very, very cautious right now in the stock market, ladies and gentlemen, because even though you may not believe it's 1929, everybody here in the SSN Nation since last year, I've been telling people this is like 1929 all over again. They borrowed. They did the same tariff wars, and the United States wanted to be isolationisms, didn't want to have deals with around the world. So now the rest of the world said, fine, it's a big world out here. We'll just buy stuff from other people. We don't have to buy it from you. Fine. So therefore, no exports, imports aren't coming. Now we have a problem, stagnant. And so then they slowly, after they had the new president, he had to make deals and say, hey, we got to start doing something around here. We got to open up our borders, have that free trade coming in, because we want the rest of the world to buy our goods, don't we? Otherwise, what are we talking about here? We're going to die. Same scenarios have happened, printed money out the wazoo. And here we are in the same position. You don't learn nothing when you're greedy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Victor Marrero says, keep getting kicked in the teeth from this stock market. Hey, at this time, we throwing money into a dumpster fire. Keep telling myself it's a marathon. Victor Marrero, it is a marathon. That's what I'm talking about. See, this is the right attitude right here, ladies and gentlemen. You know why Victor Marrero's very smart? He's very smart because he understands one thing. The United States government, they're going to keep printing money. That means the value of the dollar is going to keep decreasing. That also means the cost of goods and services are going to increase because inflation is going to keep going up. And businesses love using inflation because then they can disguise profits, record profits, as part of inflation. This is why they don't really care. They'll sit there and inflation could be 10%. It doesn't matter. But they're going to raise their prices 25% and then tell you, oh, it's due to inflation. Just what happens now. Look at all the oil companies with record profits. Go figure. There's a lot of companies doing record profits during inflation. That should tell you all you need to know. So it has to be a marathon, because if you start thinking short term, you're going to get burnt, ladies and gentlemen, because as they used to say and still do, the dumb money are the retail investors, which is us, the OCs. That's who they're referring to. Because these guys get our money from the 401k. They get our money because our pension plan puts it into the Wall Street market. So they have our money. They get to make 1%, 0.75% annually, and they could have assets under management of $300 billion. That's a lot of money. And if you get 1% of that, that's a lot of money. Plus, never mind about, redemption fees if you need it. So let's get it straight, ladies and gentlemen. You're being played the whole time. You're out here working 40 to 60 hours a week or more so you can have a roof over your head and food on the table, and that takes away the quality of life. And then they say, thank you so much. I'm glad you did that for 30, 40 years, depending on your profession. And then they turn around and say, hey, those stocks that that 401k that you had and you put it into, and then when you retired, you have a brokerage account or something like that based on the stock market. Well, we didn't want to tell you, but we're not going to guarantee that the stock market's always going to be 9% a year. So when the stock market goes down 20 to 30% and you just retired and you had $1 million and now it's down to 700,000 and you're like 65 years old, all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute, that might not last 20 years, 30 years. What if I live to be 80 and things are going to be double the price and I can only get out 40 grand a year or something? Actually, I only have 700. So if this keeps up like this for a few years, this could get bad. Pension funds go out of business. It's going to be bad. So tonight, CEO of your life, you're going to have to take the bull by the horns, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let somebody else do this to you, because otherwise you can't get your money out. All right. So some of you may be going, what's this man talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. In fact, before I do that, because we have some people here, let me give you this. Let's talk about a dividend stock. All right. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just give you a dividend stock. So this way you can go start doing research, pen, pad, and paper. Get the pen, pad, and paper available. Here's one that was mentioned 2 years ago, but it's being mentioned again. Lumen, L-U-M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, for everybody on the podcast and everybody listening on your phones, on your computers. That's the stock symbol, L-U-M as in Mary, N as in Nancy. Now, I'm going to give some numbers. 52-week high, $13.93. And the 52-week low, oh my God, $5.11. And this is at $5.44. The dividend yield is 18.38%. All right. Now, remember, any investments is always a risk. All right. Now, only put in what you can afford to lose, but 18.38%. Just to give you an idea, ladies and gentlemen, if you start compounding this, you could have damn near 40% in 2 years returns based on dividends on your money that you put in. Never mind the stock price. Whatever you put in, you're going to earn 40% because you're going to reinvest, right? Most of the time people reinvest. You don't have to, but either way, 36% in 2 years, I'll take that. Where else are you going to get it? Unless you have to do some other things that we'll be talking about on Friday, passive income ideas from businesses that are already out there. But I had to give some LUMN love in 2022. All right. Just so you guys can get in and have a stock, a dividend that you guys can deal with. Now, let's get into something else, because if you guys haven't been paying attention, here's some REITs that's having a little problem. Even I love REITs, but these REITs are having a little bit of a problem right now. Starwood REITs. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Starwood REIT limits investor withdrawals after a surge in request. Company held November redemption. They do this. You have Blackstones, the BlackRocks, the Sequoia Capitals, and all these other people investing in REITs. Because why? Because they can get a 10, 12, 15% return on your money that you gave them, and then give you 9 or 10% or whatever they want to give you, and you'll be good. Even if they said it's 6%, you'll be good. But the point I'm trying to bring up is, if they're limiting withdrawals, that means they limit the withdrawals to the hedge funds, not just individual investors. Everybody, they're going to be limiting. All right. So I'm just giving you an idea on why you want to control everything. This is why you don't want to leave your money in a bank as well. All right. So we're going to keep it going, and then we're going to get into some other stocks, because I got to talk about Tesla as well. I'll show that on the screen, of course, because I know there's a few people invested in Tesla. This is what we have to do, because otherwise we're going to be stagnant. We're going to be ran over, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's the name of this game. You can't just keep going steadily, giving your money out. I feel for people who are about to retire in 2023. Exactly. And who are depending on their 401k solely. Retirement plans are officially postponed. Clear example of why you need other income sources. Very, very clear. Thank you so much. Very well said, and exactly the point, because that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you you guys don't even unless you're what do you have to be? You got to be like 100 years old to know what happened in the 1930s, 1929 and 1930s. Most people I just showed on that, most people would recognize I showed on that chart, 1929 to 1932. But did you guys really know the Great Depression actually was 1933, 1934, 1935, 1936? It wasn't just 3 years. It ran for like 7, 8 years. So if you think that it can't happen, it can happen. And especially when you've done the same thing that you did that led up to the Great Depression. And then we had the Great Recession, and all they did was nothing. They just bailed people out and kept it moving. So this is an extension of the Great Recession that was never fixed. And now we're about to find out if there's a point of no return. All right. I hope that's not the case, because I know what they can do. They're just going to reduce the interest rates, and they won't care about the borrowing, the spending, the trillions of dollars in debt by customers and consumers. They won't care about the trillions of dollars of debt by the federal government. They won't care. Why? Because the top money earners or money makers, they're the ones that don't have anything to worry about. If you have 5 million, 10 million, 20 million or more, and if you're making $500,000 a year, you're not going to have nothing to worry about as they implode this situation. But if you're not, you're going to have a very hard time over the next 20 years. I shouldn't be that dramatic about it, but the next 5, 6 years, it's going to be very bad. You're going to need what Victor Marrero was mentioning, extra streams of income and revenue. That's a must. So come back on Friday night live stream, because we're going to be talking about some extra streams of revenue then. Blackstone, 69 billion REIT, curves redemptions and blow the property empire. Hey, didn't I just make a video about why? This is December 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second fund that Blackstone has curbed redemptions. This isn't the other one they did a week ago. This is the second one of their funds that they're stopping redemptions. But didn't I just make 2 videos on why I love these guys buying homes? Did I not mention this? 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. And here we are with 2 REITs, Starwood and Blackstone, going, oh, hey, we can't allow you guys to withdraw any money. Hold on here. You want redemptions? I'm sorry. We're not going to have that, because we borrowed against our assets under management. You guys understand this, right? These guys are leveraged. I keep telling you, they are leveraged. If this money was sitting there, they wouldn't have to stop redemptions. They are using the money 2 ways. They use some of the funds to actually buy properties. Then they use leverage by saying, hey, we have 69 billion under management. Can I get a loan? And they go, oh, sure, we'll give you 40% of that, 30% of that. And so now when you have people doing redemptions and you lose a few billion, all of a sudden they're calling you up saying, hey, you got to put in 1-2% of that. Whatever that is, 600 million, 700 million. We need 700 million just to break even. So in fact, just to be safe, you need to give us a billion. All of a sudden, you're getting squeezed on both ends, ladies and gentlemen. I keep telling you guys, this is how the game is played. These guys mess up all the time because they're greedy. And that's why we have to take advantage when the advantage is in our favor. And those 2 things, here's how advantages are going to come up that you guys here in the SSN Nation know about. You guys know housing is going to come crashing down. This is their thing, BX.in, limited withdrawals. This is the other one. All right, this is their real estate investment trust from the other one. These guys have several of them. All right, several of these REITs, several of these. They even partnered, as you guys know, if you saw part number one, they partnered with Home Americans, right? You guys know this. They are purposely trying to buy thousands of homes. How are they going to buy thousands of homes? They're going to use their assets under management and borrow. They're not going to use your money. This money is in there as your guys' money. They're not going to risk that. At least they won't try to. They might have to now because their share price is going down. and they're getting redemptions. People are like, hold on, I'm scared right now. I need that cash. Because here's the thing, the reason why you need your duffel bag of cash, ladies and gentlemen, people here in the SSN Nation knows why. You gotta have that duffel bag of cash ready to deploy. Those bullets are gonna come in handy. But think about this. What if stock prices actually do go down another 30%? It could happen because it was already 10% lower than what it was earlier this year. So easily it can go down 10%. What if it goes down another 10, another 20 after that? Now all of a sudden you're going to wish that you had that duffel bag of cash, because you're going to be sitting here going, wait a minute, how is Apple like below, it's 70% below value? How is Microsoft 70%? How is Amazon 70? How is Tesla 70? You're going to be sitting here going, damn, I don't have the cash because I spent it too early. That's a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Spending your cash too early is a thing, because you're going to run out of bullets unless you can replace those bullets. So if you can replace the bullets, then you got to do DCA-ing. I'm not a big fan of DCA-ing right now because, again, I'm actually going by what I say. I'm saying I'm not putting a penny in. I'm waiting. I think the market's going to, I think this is 1929 to 1932. I'm telling you like it is. All right. So we'll see. I could be wrong. But so far, Tesla keeps bouncing around. So we'll go into Tesla real quick because we have people here who's invested in Tesla. So a lot of people are invested in Tesla. As you watch 50 or 60% off right now, something crazy. Let's go look and see. So you can see Tesla here on the screen. Let me make sure I have it on the screen here. No, I don't. Here's Tesla. So Tesla, remember, they're not a car company. Just keep that in mind. Once you understand, they're not really a car company. TSLA, year over year, 51%. That's just year over year. But when you look at your 52-week high, $400, and it goes down 166. That's more than 50%, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, imagine if this goes down lower. And remember, we had this discussion on Monday when it was, let's go see what it was. I don't remember. What was it on Monday? 194. Just coming back from going over 200 it was, or something. But here we are, and I said it again, and I'll keep saying it. When this thing goes down below 160, 166, it's going to be very hard for me to sit on the sidelines much further. Because if they get down to 150s, 140s, to me, even though I know it's 1929 to 1932 to me, now we're in a ballpark where this is getting totally ridiculously low. And these guys have so much going on for it. Again, Tesla, they are way ahead of everybody on all other type of fronts. They have mapping going on. They have cars out here driving around. Those cars are, I call them, experimental vehicles. That's what you have to think of Tesla's cars. They're driving around and they're sending back information to their command center, and they're mapping. Picture, they know where the dips are. They know where the bumps are in the road. They know where the rails are. They know where the lights are. They're getting all of this from the millions of cars, the hundreds of thousands of cars on the road and all across the world. They have mapping from satellites. So you guys don't understand. These guys are an information company, an electronics company. They're getting the autonomous driving, trying to figure out how to get that up to par. They're one of the closest ones. There's another company that's pretty close as well. But Tesla already has their deal with Hertz, right? They're going to have deal with other manufacturers as well because of the distances. They have the 500-mile battery. If these guys take another leap forward, and they're going to have the robo-taxis, all of this is in play. They're ahead of all the rest of the competition. They got about another 2 years on that. In the meantime, that 2 years, they're doing work. So this price is almost, I got to say, it's on the verge. When I said it before, 166, that's so low, but I'm still going to hold to my guns. because I really think it's going to go like 140, 150. And if I'm wrong, so be it, because any price point you get under 200 is ridiculous in itself. But I like 140. I like 135 if I can get it. You guys know how I like these ranges. I mean, that's how I like it. I'm waiting. It's Christmas time. Let's see what else. And Elon's hanging out at Twitter, which is another thing. I think they're going to have a shakeup on the board if he keeps hanging out at Twitter for like another month. I really do. Because they're going to be like, well, what do we need him for? He's over there at Twitter hanging out, worrying about this social media nonsense. There's other social media platforms. For Christ's sake, he could have just started his own. He's a one-man wrecking crew, worldwide news source. So they're like, what's he doing? And then, of course, we have to look at the real deal here, right? He's not really an engineer. He's not really a software engineer. He's not any kind of engineer when you think about it, right? So these guys are like, we can go without him. But all I'm saying, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream. Thank you so much for being here. AKA Mr. Financial's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN family. ABMM showing the bag. That's right. We get bags here, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know what ABMM stands for, always be making money. That's the mantra that you're going to have to stand by, and you better tell your kids and your great-grandkids right now. They better get on it, because there is no way you're not going to be able to work for somebody else unless they're going to be paying you $50, $60, $70 per hour, because when they get another 10 years down the road, you're not going to be able to earn $30 an hour and make a living in this space that they got going on right now. So always be making money by Mr. Financial. And also, if you want to get some of these great stock market tips, stock market information, updates throughout the day, guess what? Mr. Financial goes by the name of Chili Davis in these here streets, these YouTube streets. So go check him out. Chili with 2 L's, CHILLY Davis. Go check him out. Show some love. He's part of the SSN Nation family for life. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. And look who else is in the house. Silverman Fox is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, where members only with the icon can be in the chat room. Thank you again for being here, Silverman Fox. I appreciate your support. And he says, hello, everyone. Hello to you. Very, very nice to see you once again. It's Stock Talk tonight. What's wrong with the stock market? There ain't nothing wrong with the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. That's is because this is designed this way. The Federal Reserve, they are designed to operate 7 to 10 years, 7 to 13 years. In that time frame, there's always going to be a fall and rise of the stock market. They're trying to get everything down, all assets. But I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. All these freaking liabilities, a home is a liability, by the way, just so you know. To a certain point, we're going to get into that briefly, because some people may be going, wait a minute, I thought a home was an asset. Okay, you're paying. Okay, think about it this way. You bought a car. You paid for the car. Is that an asset or a liability? You pay for the maintenance. You pay for the upkeep. You pay for the tires. You pay for the gas. Does that sound like an asset to you? It's not, right? Who in their right mind thinks you buy a house, you pay for water, sewer, and garbage, you pay for taxes, in about 10 to 15 years, you're going to be paying for a new dishwasher, a new refrigerator, a new washer dryer. You're going to be paying, because they only last 10 to 15 years normally, or less. It costs to cut the grass. You live in there. If you don't pay the rent or pay any of those bills, what happens? Liens on your house. HOAs can steal your house. The government can steal your house. You don't pay taxes. I'm talking about real estate taxes, not just IRS taxes. So is that an asset or a liability? All I'm saying, in the SSN Nation, that's a liability, ladies and gentlemen. You're paying for it. Now, how do we turn it around into gold? Well, You have to be here in the SSN Nation and know about the passive income, the dividend investing, all of that. You're making extra streams of revenue. Profits from that you use to pay for your house. Now you done turned it into an asset of sorts. And then you buy a home so cheaply, just like stocks. You buy stocks cheap, you buy homes cheap. When the Federal Reserve gives you gifts, you accept them. Raise the freaking interest rate another 2 points for all we care. I need the house as cheap as possible. I don't care if the interest rate's 10%, 11%. Who cares? Because we know the Federal Reserve is going to reduce interest rates. And when they reduce interest rates, I bought a house at 50, 60% off, and my house is going to increase in value as the interest rates get closer to 3%. And in this case, they're going to triple probably because of all the debt that's going to be out there, and people will be buying like crazy. And the price will increase. So if you guys thought 2021 and 2022 earlier, when people were putting in their price and the people were like, how am I getting outbid? $50,000, $75,000. Same thing's going to happen again. People don't learn. But how you win is now it's an asset because that $300,000 house is worth $750,000 in 2 or 3 years. You have equity. You win. Take some of that equity and go buy yourself assets that pay you. No more of this. You got to work for it. Now the assets are working. Your money's working. And now you're making money. Now let's get back into this a little bit more into the stock market, shall we? Because you guys, I'm bringing some heat with the dividends. Write this down, right? Everybody on podcast first, smash the like buttons. Everybody here, YouTube, smash the like buttons. Everybody who wants to subscribe and you like what we're talking about so far, please join us Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays on the live streams, because on Monday and Friday, the live streams open to everybody. Curtis Davis with the Tesla. Carvana. Okay, we've never really talked about Carvana here. There's a reason. I never understood the vending machine thing because, oh, wait, we did talk about Carvana when they first came out. Damn, that was like 2 years ago. When I was saying the model I never liked, because who buys a car without checking it out? I mean, people do. But to me, I was like, no. I got to drive the ride. I got to go have it checked out. How am I supposed to get a vending machine car? That never made sense to me. You're not driving the car up. We're not going for a cruise in it. We got issues. But anyhow, that's a whole nother story. Carvana bankruptcy, no shocker there to me. That was crazy. It worked for a minute, but I never liked that business model. But hey, that's not for me to like. We can't pick them all, ladies and gentlemen. We can't win them all. Any investment, any business that you think may or may not work, we can't win them all, because nobody can tell you that somebody's going to buy a rock, the pet rock craze. Nobody's going to tell you that people were buying tulips that grow and people were buying them and using that as money. Nobody would tell you Beanie Babies would be worth thousands of dollars and the next minute they're worth $1. All right. So you never know what people's going to buy and what they're going to do. There's no explanation. But sooner or later, your explanation goes, why are they buying these freaking Beanie Baby things for all this money? And then sooner or later, they're not buying them because they shouldn't have been buying them in the first place. It's not sustainable. All right. Same thing with the Federal Reserve and the federal government printing money. It's not sustainable. There's going to be a crash. Buy the assets at low prices in non-favorable market, 2008 to 2010. Now it's 2023. Repeat 7 to 13 years. And they blew the bubble up so big this time that it's going to be one hell of a ride down, and we get to take advantage, right? The OCs. All right. I've been talking enough about that. Let's get into the stock market a little bit. Oh, did you see X, CLF, and Nucor this week? See, Chili Davis, ladies and gentlemen, he's giving out information on his channel. All right. We talked about Nucor. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been missing for the last 2 years, I have to say, we were talking about aluminum and all of this 2 years ago. That's when we were talking about it. And people were like, come on, man, what's going on here? Look, Nucor Corporation Corporation, producer of steel-related products based in Charlotte. I don't care. Look at this: $88.50 the 52-week low, $187.90. Right now they're at $149.80, and they give out at this price point 1.3. We were talking about this 2 years ago. In fact, let me go show people. Here it is. When it was this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it was. $40. 40. This is what it was 2 years ago. This is what we were talking about. Unfortunately, we can't go back in time and get you guys up to speed. But this is why we were talking about this, because of Steelmaker. They're either the first or second largest. And we knew steel, aluminum, and byproducts are going to be used. Where are we going to use those? Well, EV vehicles. All right. Is one place you're going to be using them. And millions of those damn things are going to be sold next year. All right. All the car companies have them now. So once again, do we see what's happening? Oh, and by the way, okay, let's go to the other one too. X. Okay. Mr. Financial was here. Mr. Cool was here. Victor Marrero was here. X. Look at this. $16.41. Remember, here we are again. Single digits, ladies and gentlemen. And they give like, well, at the time, I think it was only 2%, something like that. Anyhow, dividends. Now it's 0.75. But again, this is steel. This is steel that you can put into production. And by the way, the American, United States infrastructure. Finally, somebody in the 2020s, in the 2000s, is going to finally address the infrastructure in the United States, a freaking third world country infrastructure. Bridges falling down, roads all busted up, railroads all busted. I mean, this is a travesty. A travesty. So guess what? Companies like this we were talking about years ago, here we are again. Winners, unless you sold and you were like, hey, man, I'll take my 300%, which was like me. Give me my money. So all I'm trying to tell you guys, this is the type of stuff that you've missed out on around here because of the banning by the YouTube gods. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you get the all notification bell. And CLF. I remember, again, 2 years ago, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you might see the chart now, but they're half of what they were. This is 34, and they're a mining company, steel making company as well. Here it is, $3 back then, $4. You could have, well, most people might have done something when it went up here, right? Because, you know, you're like 500% on your money, so why keep holding? But once again, the ride was nice. And once again, like I said, sold. Why, if you're going to make 300-400% on your money, why are you going to sit there and cry? Even if the price goes up, who cares? You can't earn 300-400% on your money on a normal basis. So why keep sitting there waiting? But either way, you would still be ahead. You would still be up like damn near 350%, even if you held after it went up to $25. Crazy. Crazy. All of this was on call 2 years ago. Carvana was selling cars at subprime prices and customer all upside down. It was a joke. Yes, Mr. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, he's got it exactly right. Carvana, I can't even believe how long they were able to pull this BS off. This is just ridiculous. But this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get back on screen here. So this right here is what we're exactly talking about. When the money is cheap, when they can borrow the money at 1% or 2% or less from the Federal Reserve and get interest-only loans, or even from Bank of America or JP Morgan or any of those guys, they join in the fund. And they give them 10-year interest-only loans, 12-year interest. I mean, they do all kind of crazy stuff that you can't do. This allows these companies to borrow against their stocks. This allows them to also borrow against the stocks and get 1% interest-only loans. So they go out here and can create all this havoc, acting like they have billions of dollars when all of it's damn near borrowed. And then when the price of their stock comes down and now the leverage comes down, and all of a sudden they don't have anything because they're tied up in assets, which aren't assets. Cars are liabilities. The longer a car sits, it devalues based on the age of the vehicle. If you have a 2021 and now it's 2020 and the car is relatively new, it won't matter. The car depreciated, but now you owe the price of what you bought the car for. That doesn't seem like a very good model. Would that be a good model to you? That wouldn't be a good model to me. And that's what Carvana was sitting out here doing. Now they have an IOU due, just like the federal government has one due. And guess who's going to be paying for it? You, me, taxpayers. After they're not going to bail out Carvana. They'll bail out some other companies, but that probably won't be one of them. All right. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Carvana took 6 months to get your car title banned in 3 states. Yeah, that's no shocker. Again, the model made no sense. 0 cents. They didn't have a real dealerships. It just made no sense to me. We're going to come drop off the car at your house after you paid for it. I haven't driven it still. That stuff is wacky to me. Let's just put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be a lot of these liabilities. In fact, speaking of liabilities, how many people have defaulted on cars? There are millions. There's millions of cars that have been repossessed. Those cars are sitting somewhere on acreage. They can't sell them because there's no buyers. Let's get real. Don't get caught up. But what I am about to tell you is to get caught up in a certain way. So every little liability, meaning I said this every live stream now, and I'm probably going to say this until next 6 months. Cars, boats, motorcycles, RVs, homes, vacant land, all of that liability crap, you're going to be able to pick it up dirt cheap. So if you're out here trying to buy liabilities, just wait. You'll be able to find these everywhere, whether it's on Facebook Marketplace, whether it's on eBay, whether it's at some auction house. They're just going to be given away cheap. Craigslist, it won't matter. There's so much of liabilities that people use credit. And some people didn't, but there's going to be repossessions and all of these items. So some people right now may be looking at an RV, for instance, right? That RV could be like $100,000. Wait about another 6 months, 3 months. That RV is going to be 50% off, 60% off. You're going to roll in there and be like, wait, this is like, I was going to buy this for $100,000. What do you mean this is 45 grand? That's what's going to happen. Oh, I was going to buy this boat for 50 grand. And you're going to find it for 25, 30 grand, 20 grand. Because people are going to be offloading it because they're going to need the cash. Because most people buy liabilities. They don't buy passive income opportunities. Just like one here, I'm going to talk about cash flow NFT. It's backed by stores. One time you buy a $5,000 NFT, you have money coming in from the profits from the store and the region because it's the UK. All stores in the UK share profit. The exchange from the UK, profit shared. The ATMs that do fiat and crypto, profit shared from all the thousands of ATM machines. Those are given to the NFT holders. And yes, it's not going to be $5 per month neither, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot. And that's just 3 things or 4 things I told you about. And you can actually get into it. So search the channel for Miracle Cash and More after this live stream. And down below, you can sign up as an affiliate to refer people to buy the NFT for $5,000 and they'll give you 10% commission. So down below, go look at Miracle Cash and More. It'll take you to Cashflow NFT, become an affiliate, and then or buy the $5,000 NFT. There's only 330 of them left. And once they run out, that's it for the United Kingdom NFT. So I'm just giving you a short synopsis on it, but go sign up anyhow just to become an affiliate if you want to try to sign people up. If you don't, that's a whole nother issue. But please use the link down below if you want to get it that $5,000 NFT. And you can search the channel later for when just put in Cashflow NFT, and there'll be videos that came up. We had Micah, who's the president owner of Cashflow NFT. He came on here and kindly did a live stream with us, so you can check it out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I like crypto backed by assets. This gluttony of cars and homes situation getting crazy in 2023. Exactly. And this is exactly why the federal government had to come up with new laws. See, this is something that happened in 1988, 89. All right. And I'm going to tell you guys this once again. I had something in place in the late 1980s that would have killed these well, not killed them, but it hurt the car companies. So I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. All these liabilities regarding cars, boats, it doesn't really matter what it is. All of this would have applied, but I only did cars. So imagine these millions of cars that are being repossessed right now. Imagine if there was a company out there that people could say, hey, I'm in trouble with my car payment. I'm behind 2 or 3 months. I need like $1,500 or $1,200. And now my credit's going to be smashed up even worse now because I have a repossession. And I have no way to pay this. What if you had a lifeline, a company that you could have called up or went to and said, hey, this is my situation. And that company would have said, no worries. I have buyers for you. What? Hold on. I owe $1,500. No worries. I have buyers over here that are subprime is what somebody might call them. Or I have buyers who are not subprime. All I know is I have buyers who's willing to put down $3,000. So now we're going to cover all your back, but you're going to be giving up your car to this person. He's taking over payments. So you can imagine the car companies wake up one day and they're like, we used to repossess 1,000 cars in this market per month or every 2 months. How come it went down to 900? What's going on? And then they find out what's going on. And then they find out somebody's using them as a derivative. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a loan already. I'm doing what they're doing. There's a loan on the vehicle. My company would not own it. They don't have nothing to do with the loan. We didn't buy out the loan. We just found somebody to take over the payments. So the loan is being leveraged. The person's paying the loans. And then my company makes money. They said, hold up a minute. We got to stop this. He's hurting us because we resell the vehicles and make more money. We want to repossess these cars. So there's nothing that has changed, ladies and gentlemen. All they do is go, he's public enemy number one. He's trying to help thousands of people, and he's taking money out of our pockets, and he's using us as leverage. That's right. I'm using you guys as a derivative. That's right, Ford, Chrysler. You guys remember. I'm talking mess now. That's right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it, right? And we're going to leverage their ass again on these homes that's coming up right now. So when these homes drop 50, 60%, that's when you buy. When these liabilities drop 60, 70%, you get your dream liability for pennies on the dollar and be happy. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's SSN Lifestyle way. That's the Stop Struggling Now way. That's the SSN Nation way. And please, we're 59 minutes in. Smash the like button so the YouTube guys know that we have somebody here. And we're about to get in. If you missed that stock, that dividend investment stock, Lumen, LUMN is the stock symbol. L is in Larry, U is in Utter, M is in Mary, N is in Nancy. It's at 18.38% for the superstar stock of the evening. That's the one, dividend investing. That's what you get right now, ladies and gentlemen. And also, I love this one right here. The oil stock. Okay, everybody knows. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks now. If you're new here, welcome. We give out factual situations that can help you. I don't know too many people. I know there's a lot of people that talk stocks, but we just don't talk stocks here. We talk real estate investing. We talk passive income. because you can't just be a one-trick pony out here in 2020s. All right, here we are. M as in Mary, V as in Victor, O, it's an oil trust. And here we are. 16.74%. I like oil right now, ladies and gentlemen. We like oil during the wintertime. We love oil during wintertime because generally there's two things going on. Derivatives of oil, we got to have oil for heating. We got to have oil for traveling, like now in the next 2 to 3 weeks during Christmas time. Oil, and then we'll have a little slowdown where people, it's cold out and they're really not traveling. Then spring opens up and then the floodgates for the 6 months, April, May, June, July, August, September. So I love this play right here because 16.74% on your money that you buy now at this price point of $13.26. You got your pen, pad, and papers ready? You guys have them ready. All right. Here we go. I just saw something come up on my screen, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be, and look who else is in the house tonight. Vanessa Comagate. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream where it's members only with the icon next to their name that could be in the chat room. And also, AKA the Seamless Genius is here. She believes in this. She's the one that says, hey, I'm going to make something out of thin air. I'm going to leverage this to create that. That's what she does. That's her specialty. She's been doing it a long time. And I got to say, I'm impressed with what she comes up with because she figures out these little leverage plays and turns it into passive income. It's incredible. All right, let's get to it. Hey, Boston SSN fam, hello to you. Very happy to see you. You better preach. Yes, you know, I was inspired. I saw some Deion Sanders videos, and all I can say at the end, I liked it. So I think I'm going to start doing what he does. I think at the end of his little speeches and everything he does, he's like, what does he say? Give me my theme music, right? Well, you guys know what the theme music is here. So, you know, I'm going to, in fact, we have some people here that might not have been here before. I'm talking a little mess, but it's 1 hour and 2 minutes. Smash the like button. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. So speaking of theme music, remember we changed it up last year. I haven't changed it up this year because I still like the theme music, but now I'm just going to call this the SSN Nation. Give me my theme music. And so when I'm going to do this right here, let me see. No, not that one. We'll do this one here. Okay, so we'll call, you guys know what this is. This is the SSN Life, but now I'm going to call it Play That Theme Music. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got to have a little fun when you're out here doing that passive income run, right? That's the way it goes. You can be anywhere on the planet as long as you have Wi-Fi or not when you have passive income coming in. All right, here we go. The derivatives has to be paid by somebody. The IOU moved by another biz. Exactly. That's what we're in the business of. All right. And I'm going to give you guys another leverage play. Okay, so in fact, I'm going to give you guys, I gave you Lumen, I gave you MVO. Curtis Davis says, showing the love. At Vanessa, welcome back. What's good, Chili D? That's right. Go check out his channel, Chili Davis. He shows out some of this stock stuff, information, financial news. Go check him out. Subscribe to the channel because you never know. He might drop a video tonight because there's some news tonight. In fact, I got to tell you guys, I don't know if you saw it on the screen because I follow some other YouTubers, and hey, re-sign lease for 3 more months. Cha-ching! This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't I just give you this is, look, we got business opportunity play here. And now, Seamless Genius, she can put in the chat room. I might have it just a little off. But all I'm going to say is this. Here's how it worked, ladies and gentlemen. So she has a deal where she does a 3-month lease in a mall. She got 2 people. One does hair, and I can't remember what the other one does, but it's hair related. And I just 2 people that said that they were going to pay rent to her. The rent is covered for her. And so she has, I believe it was $1,000 profit, and she has it split up on 2 shifts. So actually, I guess it's 4 people, early shift and afternoon shift. So I guess it's 4 people, or I guess the person could take all shifts. They pay less than what it costs for the kiosk, but she has 2 people or 4 people, and they're paying her $1,000 more than she pays for the kiosk. So $1,000 per month, I believe, was the number that she gets to just sit at home while these other people are standing at the mall every day. So again, this is awesome. And I'm actually going to put it on the screen in case you can't see it. Both sell hair products. They split the rent, and I make $1K profit. Exactly. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. So now the idea was, is this because of the holidays? We don't know. Should she exponentially do look, if this is working out, why not have another kiosk, right? But we don't know if the winning is based on because it's holiday time. So I don't know if she went conservative and find out after the next 3 months what we're doing. So then imagine if you had another, and now you have $2,000 while you're sitting at home. You can exponentially do this. And that's what's so beautiful about how, and she doesn't own anything. She does own the lease. So therefore, they can't go out there and get the lease because it's like $2,000 if I got it about right. So they go through her, and she can do less than that, $1,500, $1,400, whatever the case is. So if they want to do it themselves, they have to take a $600 or $500. They have to pay $500 or $600 more. So for them, it's a win-win. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. It's beautiful. So think of it that way. And guess whose card it is? It's not hers. It's the mall's. All she did was leverage her lease using their stuff. It's beautiful. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, it's beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. Beautiful work. Yep. Good question, boss. These next 3 months will tell. Exactly. The next 3, January through March. That's going to be we'll find out then. But again, she's in a hell of a market. She's in LA. LA is always busy. That's the other thing. You might not be able to pull this off if you're in a cold weather environment where there's less people that's out in the snow, and there's snow days where you can't even hardly get to the shopping destination. But in Southern California, only 2 places on the planet that have this type of weather. One is in SoCal and one is in France, south of France. That's right, the motherland. Oh, in case you don't know, I was born in France, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the motherland for me. But anyhow, just my birthplace is the motherland. We all know where the real motherland is. That has the gold, the platinum, the palladium, the silver, the agriculture, the diamonds. That's Africa. Get it straight. All right, here we are. I love MVO, AMPI, and TSEM. Oh my, speaking of TSEM, woo! You guys heard about Apple. They're bringing TSEM into, I think it's Arizona. Made here in the USA instead of in Taiwan. Winners. Thank you so much for mentioning that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Some more winners here. See, you got contributions from everybody around here in the SSN Nation. And AMPI as well. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I have to agree with this 110%. TSM. In fact, in case you don't know what that is, I'm just going to pull it up on the screen for everybody. You guys got to understand. This is your time when stocks are down, and they're going to go down even further. Chips are, first of all, let's call it what it is. Chip market is not that, it's not that many people that do chips. This is why they're trying to get this into Apple and TSEM. They're sitting here like, hey, we got to get our semiconductor chips. We got to have them made in the United States. You're damn right you do. Where you been for the last 20 years, USA? Getting dumped on by everybody else around the world. That's what you've been doing. Finally, I don't know what it takes for smart people to act smart. This should have happened in the freaking late 90s. Should have never been having 80% or 90% of chips made are in Taiwan, and then the other ones are made in Shenzhen, in China. That's ridiculous. All right, but anyhow, let's get into it. 52-week low, 31.49. So they're hovering near their 52-week high, which makes sense. And this is only going to go higher once everything stabilizes. And once they build that plan in Arizona, it's going to get wild at that point, because there's actually two companies making plants in the United States, because we don't do chips, and I don't understand why not. Crazy. All right, here's our Amplify Energy. They're near their not really lows, but hey, I can't be mad at any energy company right now. All right, he said AMP, but there's some other choices. In fact, it's on my list since we brought up energy plays. PXD, easy dividend stock play that I like. Pioneer Natural Resources, 11.36% dividends, and hydrocarbon exploration. There you go. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I like these guys only because they're in hydrocarbons. They got 11.36% at this price point. Ranked in the 428th on the Fortune 500, even on their Wikipedia. I like well-established companies. That's all I can say about it. And I love double digits returns. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was also on my list. PXD, Pioneer. I'm just saying, it's cool to me. Now, that wasn't next in line, but okay. Some people might be going, Eric, I hear you so far. You brought up that 18, you brought up that 16. Now I'm going to bring this up. All right. We got more. The NLY. Yes. Are those dividend stocks? Yes, they are, Vanessa Kamagate. Except AMPI, I don't think AMPI is, though. MVO is, and nor is TSEM is no, I don't think TSEM is either. Hold on a second. Let me go check something. AMPI and TSEM, not dividend stocks. I don't think they give out dividends. And I used to have TSEM, and I don't remember dividends. But then again, yeah, there's no dividends on TSEM. All right. So here we are back. That's Pioneer. What am I doing on Pioneer? That's 11. That's not what I'm looking for. This one I'm looking for. N as in Nancy, L as in Larry, Y, Analay Capital Management. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Another 16.52 at this dollar point at $21.31. It's at their, well, it's not at their all-time high, which is a good sign. So there you go. It's another mortgage real estate investment trust. It's another REIT. It's high risk, but is it really? If you own apartments, if you own multifamilies, and they're a little bit different. They're actually expediting short-term financing. So they're a little different. People are looking for that short-term financing. So what can I say? NLY. All right. Add that to your list, ladies and gentlemen. And then everybody here that's always been in the SSN Nation know what's coming kind of next, because AGNC, another one of these REIT-type companies. And once again, 14.65%. All of this is nothing to sneeze at. Just pick one, pick two. Doesn't matter. You have to pick all of them, one or two. AGNC stock is up 21.5% in November. Okay. And Jim Cramer saying investment is not a buy. It's probably because it's a REIT. A REIT could be a little more risky. So that's why some people would say, don't do it. So again, any investment, you have to do your own due diligence. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just a YouTuber. All right. But you got to do your own due diligence. But how about this? We won't go with a little more risky. Why don't we just go with an icon? How about Icon Enterprises? How about that? I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul. And he's at $50 now, but we still get 15.86. That's right. Energy, automotive, food packaging, metals, real estate, and home fashion. How do you think, Mr. Icon? How do you think Carl Icahn stays ahead of the game? Because he's buying ahead of the game. We need energy. You always need automotive. You always need food. You always got to deal in metals. You always have to deal in real estate. And what he knows is home fashion and actual non-home fashion, personal fashion is always on tap because homes are being built, being sold, being bought all the time. So he's in all the industries that always makes a profit. I'm just saying. And he's giving out 15 point some, what is it? 15 point something, 15.86% and 55. He's right in the middle range of what his stock is, even in this environment over the last year. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all, if I say so myself. I don't remember anybody else talking about IEP. In fact, I haven't seen anybody ever talk about that. That's interesting. Now, let's get down to one of the Fed banks, shall we? JEPI. This is JP Morgan. Let's get to their Fed bank. Let's just get things straight. These guys used to have a dividend of $5.78. All right? Every year. That's the dividend for their shares of stock. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's now $6.25. What that equates to is around 11.5%. They don't put it down here, but that's what it is. Well, basically, all you have to do is, in fact, I don't know what it is. I'll just do, you go $6.25. This is how you figure out the return for dividends. You go by the share or the dividend over the year. So in this case, it's $6.25. Then you divide it by the share price, or your purchase price is more like it. And that turns out to 11.2%, ladies and gentlemen. This is JP Morgan. This is a Fed bank. So you can pretty much rest assured. Well, let's just call it what it is. I just got to call it like it is. I was going to say something for most banks, but in the case of JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, these guys will never go away. They'll always be bailed out. They have special treatment. So if you can get 11.2% on their stock, you're getting 11.2% based on that. And if they raise dividends later, that means your dividend is going to be increased. Your rate of return, your ROI is going to increase. So this is why I love JEPI, because it's pretty much stable. Because they pretty much have carte blanche. They can get loans. They facilitate stock market moves. If somebody's doing an IPO, they get part of that IPO money. They get Federal Reserve special treatments of 1% or less loans. They're able to be part of the printing and everything the United States government does. Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan, these guys are in the mix. As well as Bank of America, they get to be in the mix. Wells Fargo, even though they're scandalous as hell, and Bank of America scandalous as hell, they get to be in the mix. All these guys. So that's why I love the JEPI one, because this JEPI equity premium income ETF, these guys are doing it right. That's all I can say. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's impressive. And they under the radar for me. It's because I'm here in the SSN Nation and I have people here who come from all walks of life. And one day somebody said, "Hey, what about Jeppy?" And I was like, "What? Who? What? Okay." And then you started tracking, and it's like, wait a minute, these guys have been doing damage for a minute. So therefore, we're joining in the party, and this is almost safe. Well, I call it kind of safe, simply because of who they are. So that's why. Vanessa, MVO is the only one dividend stock paying almost 18% annually. TSEM and Ampere appreciation stock just want to have a balance between dividends and appreciation. That's it. Very smart, Victor Marrero saying it, because you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. Even though these look like great returns, what could actually happen with dividend stocks is if a company has a bad, let's say, half a year or a whole year, they might say, okay, we used to give out $1 per share in stock dividends, but now we're only going to give out 30 cents. And all of a sudden their stock price drops because the value of the stock is sometimes based on the dividend. So that's why I say about the Jeppy, that's stable. They're going to be stable. If the worst thing that can happen to them is, well, there is no worst case. I just don't see it. They're not Deutsche Bank. They're not Credit Suisse. So they're not doing any of that nonsense that they were doing. So therefore, that's why I like JP Morgan. And then Victor Marrero gives very, very good advice about being diversified in your stock portfolio. You can't have all dividends. That's why when we talk about Tesla and he's talking about AMPI, TSEM, we were talking about chip stocks last year. And the chip stocks you should all be thinking about because they're all undervalued. All right. Just like EV stocks, they don't give dividends, but they're all undervalued. If it's a great company like Tesla's undervalued, right? So think about that, ladies. And suppliers of EV vehicles, ChargePoint, for instance, any EV Go, they're all undervalued. Lithium, nickel, platinum, gold, all these are undervalued right now. All right. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to keep going. Oh, yeah, we're not done. Victor Marrero, wow. Okay, very cool. Thanks, Victor. Exactly. Showing the love, the appreciation. These are my top dividend stocks. MVO. Oh, he's got JEPQ, JEPQ, JEPI, SDIV. Oh, SDIV, VYMI, SCA. I know he's going to have that SCHD. All of them between 12% and 18%. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. He just chimed in some additionals. What can I tell you? Hey, Victor Marrero, what about that Drive? I think it was Drive, or is that, no, that's Drive, I think it was. We're going to go look right now. I think it was Drive. Drive is, isn't that the EV? Yes. The EV companies? Yes, that's the one. Let's see what's been happening here. It's not dividends, ladies and gentlemen, but this right here gets you into an EV space, and year over year, it's down 28%. All right. So that's a good thing. We want it down. This is what we want. Global Autonomous and Electric Vehicles ETF. This is what you want to be into. This is the future. If you don't want to buy individual EV stocks, well, then here's one for you. Drive. Some people are like, okay, Eric, this is like a negative all year. Yeah, well, that's what happens. This is what we want. I want negatives. We want down 28, 30%. Because why? The stock only goes up 10%. If it goes from 22 to 24, you got 10% increase. If it goes from 22 to 26, you have a 20% increase. It dropped 30%, but all you need is it to go up $4. See what I'm saying? You don't need to be at $31. You're still going to come out ahead if it increases in value. And this could still continue down for probably another 8-9 months, in my opinion. Because remember, the mandate is 2025 EV vehicles for Ford, GM, and a few other companies. So they're already in it. And as you guys know, all companies have EVs pretty much now. So this is just going to get better and better because they're going to have them on the showroom floors. Maybe not this year, but in fall of next year, you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of EVs, and they're not going to be named Tesla. All right. They're going to be named every freaking car company is going to have their EV. Doesn't matter if it's Japan, doesn't matter if it's from Germany, doesn't matter. All right. And I saw something that's so cool today that I couldn't believe it. and it wasn't an EV. And so, hey, boss and Chili D, do you think it's a good time to buy Tesla? Vanessa Kamagate earlier before you came in. See, so there's different varying opinions. I talked about it before. It's 174 right now. Remember, it was not 194 like on Monday, I believe, or last Friday. And again, you know my theory, which is not a theory in my opinion, but it's 1929 all over again. I think the price is going to drop even further. Some may say no. But again, we're down there. 52-week low is 166. And I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again, I think it's in the range to buy, but I'm still holding out personally. And there's a reason, because I believe it's 1929 and 1932. So I think it's going to rise, it's going to fall, and I think it's going to go below 166. So once it goes below 166, I'm looking for that 140, 150. It may not get there. But if you buy at 175, I can't fault you. If you buy at 180, I can't fault you. If you buy at 190, I can't fault you. But I'm sitting here going, I'll rather wait instead of put some bullets in now and it's at 175 and then it drops to 150. Okay, some people may say that's minimal, but to me, that's $25 a share. If you buy, well, you're going to buy multiple shares. That ends up being a lot. For every 4 shares, I could have had another one. Or every 6, actually. Every 6, I could have another one. So that other one comes in handy, especially with Tesla, that you know they're going to have another split when they have another stock rise. Could be 2 years from now. But here's the kicker. Their stock is probably going to go up. Something came across my screen. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, because I don't know if you can see the full screen. Remember, you also missed what I talked about earlier when I said, I don't know when the board at Tesla is going to get rid of Elon because he's over there at Twitter camping out like it's a freaking the #1 company. It's like, as far as all the other millionaires and billionaires, they're looking at him like, what are you doing over there at a freaking social media site that any nerd can run? Why are you acting like you got to do something when there was already rules in place? All you had to do was acquire it, come back, do your work, and then every now and then go look and say, hey, man, this is a good idea to implement this. What do you think? And put somebody else as CEO. You're over here. Apparently, as I was talking, there was a blurb that came up. I don't know if it's true because it's some YouTuber put a blurb out saying the board is talking about or did remove Elon Musk as CEO. I don't know what happened. We got to get into the news about this, but either they're talking about it or it happened. I just can't tell because, people do these stupid, clickbait titles. But all I know is from a real perspective, I expect the board to call them up and say, hey, man, you need to get over here. Our stock price is dumping because people realize you don't give a damn. You're over there at Twitter, which is a worthless company you overpaid for. I mean, that's what I'd be saying to them. If I'm on the board, I'll be like, dude, you could have bought that crap for $5 billion or freaking, for that matter, $1 billion. And now you're over there sleeping, camping out, hanging out at Twitter. What the hell, man? Our stock price is going down because the people are losing faith because your ass is over there and you're the face of Tesla. You bought the title of founder and all that nonsense, even though you weren't founder. And now you over here hanging out? Come on, man. I mean, seriously, I know that's the conversation that the board is sitting there talking about. They're saying the same thing I'm saying. I guarantee you. No difference. But yes, I believe at this price point, you have to seriously consider it. 174, 175, 160, if it got down to that. But the board starts making moves. That's going to be pretty interesting. That's going to be pretty interesting. In fact, let's go check this out in the news. I mean, I saw it. Let me go. We're going to go to CNBC. Not that they're not really the front runners on news, but there's nothing here. I'm going to do this again. Board. Let's see. Tesla board. Tesla board wants to replace Elon Musk. Let's see. I'm going to put this in and see if there's something that actually happened. Because I know that's what they're talking about. Okay. So November 17th, Elon Musk has picked his successor at Tesla. So that wasn't today. Yeah, so it was clickbait, apparently. Um, yeah, otherwise it would be top news if they voted him out. Um, so that doesn't appear. I guess he's not CEO. I don't know what the status is. All I know is they're going to need some info. Thanks, Victor. Wow, if it goes down lower than 160, that would be amazing. Yes, that would be amazing. It's very hard, but the only reason I believe is because I believe we're in the cycle of 29 to 32, 1929 to 1932. So we're going to have these updates. So when Tesla went up to 220, 222 about a month ago, and then it dropped back down to like when it went down to 166, then it went back up to 195, then 204, and then it dropped back now to 175. So it gives you that same type of up and down situation from the chart, even though the charts really don't matter. It's a different ecosystem, financial system that we have now than 100 years ago almost. I still think it's on the same path. So I believe we still have another downward cycle, even for Tesla. And the longer that Elon hangs out at Twitter, I think that's funny as hell. And remember, he actually has some of his stocks leveraged. So remember this. Think about it. An average of 13.84% annual dividends on a 200K portfolio. You're talking about 2,300 per month. It may not be much in New York or Cali, but here in Florida, it's good money. Sign me up. Exactly, Victor Marrero. That's right. Raise the roof up in here, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know how it goes because he done explained it exactly right. This is exactly why you would make investments for the long term, the marathon. That's what we're in right now. It's a marathon. This isn't like a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan. This is a 10-year plan. This is you get stock appreciation, plus you're able to get 14% on your money. He done laid it out for you. $2,300 per month coming in. That's income if you decided to withdraw. But why are you going to care? It's money you already spent and you have it sitting and somebody's saying, here's $2,300 a month. And so you have choices. Either let it sit or you're sitting there using it as income. That's it. Passive income from an investment made long ago. By the way, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, this is their program right here exactly. They buy companies that people use, manufacturers, and then they buy these dividend stocks. And then when they have billions of dollars, that's why they have billions of dollars coming in from dividend stocks. That's how it works. And then they can use that money to go buy us some other stocks. For a business, that's a tax write-off in essence. But as an individual, you're going to have to pay income tax on this. If you decide to take it out, you pay income tax. So all I'm saying is, but still, think about it. That's over $40,000 a year. And I've been fortunate enough to know some people that retired and they're hanging out because they had a simple portfolio of this right here. Not $1 million, not 500 grand, but they had $250,000 in their dividend account, and they had checks coming in every month. The broker would send them like a check, like take out like 25% or something. But that, again, you take out 25% of 2,300, you still have a check 1,800 coming in. 1,800 is going to come in handy. That could be a house note. So, or rent note or whatever note you want to make it. And then you still have your Social Security as you retired and stuff like that. I've known several people that lived off of $3,000 a month coming in, $2,500 a month coming in. Because at the time, this is a different era, like 10, 15 years ago when I was in touch with my friends like that, they would be like the rent, they would just live in an apartment or something. The rent was like $1,000, $1,200 or something. But yet they had like 2,000, 3,000 coming in. So they're like hanging out, not even tripping. And then they had Social Security on top, which was whatever, I don't know. But all together, they didn't even have to do anything. They just hung out, go around, chill out, go eat, go drink. Literally. I mean, it was crazy. To me, it was crazy. I was just like, so you really don't do anything? No, just hang out around the house, clean up. Oh yeah, I want to redo this room. Okay. Crazy stuff. No travel, no nothing. Every now and then go somewhere, but that wasn't the main thing. It was just hang out, have fun. That's what they were doing. And we're not talking about 80-year-old, 90-year-old people neither. So all I'm saying is this is why you start early and often. Then you have those extra streams coming in all the time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's get into another one. This one right here, Mr. Financial mentioned it on his channel. OneMain. Used to have a different stock symbol, by the way. We used to talk about OneMain because they're low when their stock was a lower price, their dividend was a higher price. And it was a beautiful thing. It was glorious. So check this out. We have OneMain coming up as well. So let me see if I can get it on the screen. We got a little problem here. Why is that? Here we go. O, M as in Mary, F as in Frank. Now, $36 is halfway between, and they're still giving 10.35%. I'm going to show you guys something. Here's what it was 2 years ago when it was Main, M-A-I-N. OMF is now the symbol. So you guys can imagine $36 and then you subtract it down to 22. Maybe some of you may understand this is like 25% difference. This was upwards like 15% at the time. If you're still holding Main, which I am, 15% on my money, 14% on my money, somewhere around there is what I'm still earning on this Main, one OMF now. So I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, this is beautiful, beautiful stuff when you can get it 10.35% and still nothing to sneeze at. But we went from a high and we're going to the low. And that's pretty much it for the dividend investing part. Why is the stock market down? Well, if you want a little more education on that, you're going to have to study. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more. 1 hour, 37 minutes in. Please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Or if you want to become a member that can be here on the Wednesday night chat rooms, who can join me on the screen because they have a special message under the community tab with the link, then you have to click that $sign. That means that takes you to the member part. All right. And the beauty of is that you won't have to touch the principal, which can appreciate even more. Granted, that's assuming the dividend percentage stays the same. Exactly. Oh, I forgot about that. He's exactly right. You're still liquid. That's the beauty of it. You're still liquid. So the 200,000, even if you accepted the 2,300 per month, what he's saying is that the stock value could increase because over time it costs more to produce more things. So the stock could increase 5 to 10%. Next thing you know, your 200 is really worth 220, but you're still getting $2,300 per month. You have choices at this point. You could say, reinvest it. I don't need it. Then that would increase the value. You'd have more money put in per month. And this is why the rich get richer. The wealthier get wealthier, because if you have $2,300 coming in per month, and then you go 2 years, all right, that's 80 G's. So now let's just say you put 80 G's into it, and now you're compounding on the 13%, and now you're actually getting, instead of $2,300 per month, maybe now it's $2,600 per month. Because I think that's, no, it would be, I think that's about right. Yeah, because we'd be at 13, 20. Yeah, that's about right. Somewhere around that neighborhood. We'd be around 25, 2,600 per month for your extra free money that you got for just reinvesting it. That'd be pretty sweet too, right? And you didn't have to spend any more of your money. So all I'm saying, this is another stream of revenue, but that's the beauty of it all. especially if one of the stocks take off or two or three of them take off. Well, next thing you know, you have 300,000 in there and you're like, wait, the value is 300 and I'm still getting $2,600 per month. How sweet is that? That's a win-win. If you can get it, take it. Take it and run. But this is just part of the arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think this is an end-all be-all, because stock markets go up, stock markets go down. Things can change. Because remember, nothing stays constant in the money game. Everybody thought that a ICE vehicle, internal combustion engine vehicle, would be around forever. Well, it ain't going to be forever. They'll be around. They're going to be leftovers. But by 2035, they could be like cut off completely from manufacturing. So you're going to be like Cuba here in America. You're going to have special companies just making those type of vehicles that people that want them. And then you're going to have to find a gas station. Gas is going to be hella cheap, though. This reminds me of Demolition Man. When Stallone in the museum, they actually had an ICE vehicle. And while everybody else is riding around an electric vehicle of some sort, he's like, get me that. So that was funny, right? That's what we're talking about here now. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's wrong with the stock market? Absolutely nothing. The only people that should care, you know who cares, the top 10 percenters who own 89% of the stock market. That's who cares. You and I, we get to sit back with a smile on our face and buy these things 50, 60, 70% off right now. They're on sale. A huge discount. A red sign is flashing. And guess what? The federal government nor Federal Reserve, they can't do jack crap about it. Because all they're doing is stalling the economy, which makes it even worse. In fact, let's talk about this for a second. All right? Let's talk about this for a second. Please, down below, if you want your free shares of stock from Robinhood and Webull, the links are down below. They have a special right now. So I don't want to hear anybody saying, I can't get stocks. You don't have to buy stocks. How about that? You download Robinhood and Webull, and within Robinhood and Webull, guess what they have? They have referrals. So you can refer people to get their free shares of stock, and then you get free shares of stock for that. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? There's another way you can get free shares of stock, not just by downloading the software, but sharing your referral link, because they have specials. They have all kinds of referral specials in the back office, in the app. So go use them. Webull gives the most, 12 shares of stock, partial 20 partial shares. They have all kinds of promotions. Robinhood, they generally just give one free share of stock. But one free share of stock could be an Apple, could be a Google, could be a Ford, could be a GM. You just never know what it could be. It's random. All right. It could be a $5 stock. It could be a $200 stock, but it's most of the time going to fall between $5 and $25. But either way, it's free. Why does it matter? Get in the game. Get acclimated to stock investing, equity investing, equities investing. Make sure you get in on that, ladies and gentlemen, because why? You always want to be where the top 10 percenters are. If the top 10 percenters are into stock market, you need to be in stocks. If the top 10 percenters are into buying real estate, you should be in that. If top 10 percenters are into creating businesses, then you should be in that. If they're into passive income opportunities, then you should be in that. All those I just mentioned, that's where all the millionaires and billionaires hang out, and the top 10% of the wealthiest hang out. Those are the items you need. 4 years I've been giving you guys steps, but you may not have realized it. We talked about real estate. We talked about all those things. And now what comes into play is the NFT game, the licensing, the royalties backed by real world businesses. That is the fifth dimension, because now you moved into what most people can't do. I could possibly go out here and find a publishing deal from somebody that has made music in the past and they're selling their publishing. Yes, you can find that. I can find that. So now I'm going to get royalties from every time that music is played around the world. I get royalties. That's passive income. That's another way we can do this. All right. And some of these people are actually selling their royalties because, or portions of their royalties, which is very, very interesting. So somebody might be getting like nothing major, $3,000 per month generally, and then they'll sell like 25% of it, officially sell it, license you got to sign and all that. So now all of a sudden you have a check coming in for $700, $800 per month because you're part of the publishing. That is a thing, ladies and gentlemen, that the top 10 percenters don't want to tell you about. All right. So again, I've mentioned this only a few times, and I've only done maybe one video about it. And it actually showed where you can go to get that, where the artists, publishers are actually selling portions. Now, the big time artists, of course, those are with record labels generally or hedge funds, because they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, some cases, or 20 million or, 50 million, because they have a catalog where those commercials where you hear hit songs, people don't realize sometimes they're paying $200,000, $500,000, $1 million. So if you're part of the publishing, you get some of that money. Checks are coming. So if you have a hit song or 10 hit songs, then you're going to be able to live for a lifetime if you own your publishing, and most artists don't own their publishing. All right, just saying. So, but you can buy their publishing from whoever the entity is that owns the publishing, which is the funniest thing of all. That's so wild. And oh, by the way, the publishing expires sometimes. So that's another thing. They might only have 10 years remaining, because there's rules now where you got to give up the publishing like 35 years or something after the artist, it goes to them. But anyhow, all of that is a little game within a game that the 10 percenters have. And so when you're sitting there watching all these people own, like Vanessa Comegate probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. She's in LA, so she knows a lot of different people from all walks of life. Even the guys that make movies, how they receive royalties. So that's why the superstars who make music, they sign contract deals where they get part of the royalties. They get part of whenever that thing shows on HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, whatever. They are part of that. So the big boys, Sylvester Stallone types, right? Them guys, when they do a movie, they usually try to be a producer in it. They try to be part of it, and then they usually make deals. So Vin Diesel, that's why he has his franchises, right? Those are the deals he would make. He has those deals. Everything that sells, Marky Mark, and whatever. I call him Marky Mark still. He's in movies. He gets part of when that thing replays on. So they have, hey, when it's replayed on cable TV, I get a cut of that. When it's replayed in theaters, I get a cut of that. That's how they had to start doing it, because they got tired of getting paid once and then watching them. They get paid their 10 million, 20 million. The movie does 400 million at the box office, and they get nothing. George Lucas of Star Wars, he sold his franchise. What he didn't sell, guess what? Those little figures, the characters, he kept those. How much do you think that ended up being worth? Billions. He said, yeah, you can have my movies, but I'm keeping the CP3 characters and all that, Chewbacca characters and all that. That's me. Billions, ladies and gentlemen. They still do billions on the reruns and all that as well. But his deal was he needed that stuff. He said, I want that. You guys can take pretty much the rest. You can have the movie stuff. I'll just do this. Give me this. So as you guys know, those figures from 1970s are worth thousands of dollars in some cases. He has the rights to that. So you guys, this is what the top 10 percenters leave out. But of course, we're talking about it now, so you guys know all about it. So now somebody might be Googling going, hey, man, we're going to get some of this publishing at. And this is why Michael Jackson was a problem. This is why Prince was a problem. Sam Cooke's a problem. Because these guys figured out, no. Forget about all that. Give me. I want my publishing, and I'm trying to buy other publishing from other artists. Michael Jackson was the one that did it the most, the best. He had 50% of the Sony ATV catalog. Sony didn't even know he had part of it. He did a sweet deal, a backdoor deal. Then they find out he has 50, they were 50-50 partners. That thing's worth billions of dollars. So again, he became a problem because they're like, wait, you guys realize the Beatles catalog, the Paul McCartney thing was part of it, along with other major stars that are still alive right now that's still getting millions of records streamed, sold annually. That's what they don't want you to know. They want you to stay poor. They don't want you to be able to get that type of income coming in. And that's why these guys run around Hollywoods, run around Miami, New York, and can buy all these homes and pay $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month to rent. Forget, we don't need to buy anything. We'll just rent it. Because we have, you know, $100,000 coming in every month because of our royalties. So you too would be out there acting a fool, buying cars, doing stupid crap. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. And that just means I'm going to have to make another video about it because I think I did one like 2 years ago. So I haven't done one in 2 years about the royalty play. And anybody can get into it because they have actual places you can buy a marketplace to get royalties. Like I say, it's not the big time stuff, but you start stacking and somebody has like 15 years left or something like this because they put down how long they're going to get it or what type of deal. It's 10%, 25%, 50%. And you might not think of anything, but they had a hit song or 2 or 3 or 5, and you're able to buy a cheap publishing royalties. And the next thing you know, the song's 25 years old. And all of a sudden it's on TV in the commercial. And remember, every time that commercial runs, that's a royalty check. Not only do they have to pay for the music, but the music ran. So now my ASCAP, BMI, and EMI and all these guys are sitting there saying, hey, where's our check? So you're getting double dipping possibilities. It's badass stuff. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And the beauty is that you won't have to touch the principal. Exactly. That's beautiful work there. Thank you, Victor Marrero, for pointing that out. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the stock presentation. Because once again, those dividends are pretty sweet. That's passive income. One time set it and forget it, and it works perfectly fine as long as they keep giving out dividends. That's what we want, right? Okay. If you guys want to talk about anything else, we're at 1 hour and 52 minutes. So please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about here, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. And oh, by the way, nobody's coming to save you. And F average, be legendary. You can buy these at the StopStrugglingNow.com website. All right. There's only a few different sizes left, along with the CEO of my life. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, people do comment every now and then as you're walking around, which is the whole point. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're doing something, people stop you and say, hey, what do you do? What's happening? Why do you think this? What's going on? That's an opening for you to actually talk and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And they're like, whoa, okay, I like it. So potentially they might come and play with you. They might say, hey, I like what you're doing. How can I get involved? So just think about it. There's more in a message than what you think. Some people perceive things differently. Like when I wear the nobody's coming to save you, it goes across several different lines. Sometimes people are thinking religiously. Sometimes people are thinking exactly what it means for me and what it's for. Nobody's coming to save you, so you better get your ass working on some passive income. You better get your ass working on getting a business started. You better get your ass working, putting some of that extra cash into an investment vehicle. That's what that means, but other people take it a different way. One person took kind of offense. What do you mean nobody's coming to save you? Like, I didn't know if he was a religious zealot or if he was just having a bad day. I was just like, hold up, man. Yeah, just what I'm saying. Nobody's coming to save your ass. Are you making enough money? What's the problem? So, hey, but everybody looks at things differently. F average, be legendary. Generally, somebody sees it and they're just like a few people like, hey, that's pretty cool. I agree. Yeah, that's right. Why be average? Just be legendary, right? People make comments, nothing derogatives, right? So just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You get those at stopstrugglingnow.com. There's a link down below in the description. All right. So that's it. And so before I leave out of here, because we talked about dividend income, we talked about a few things. This cash flow NFT that I discussed, I'm going to play a video. But before I play the video, I just want to let you know it is $5,000. But look at everything you get. And once you understand this for the United Kingdom. So everything that the exchange makes, they share part of the transaction fees, the profit with the NFT holder. 1. 2, the ATMs and fiats money, the transaction fees, part of that profit comes to the NFT. 3, the website, the stores, people walk in, they actually do exchange their fiat into crypto and vice versa back out. There's fees involved. There's other things they do at the store. Profit of the store share 50-50 with NFT holders. That's 4. There's 2 or 3 other ways you can do this. They have 7 ways to make money and another way to make money. If you don't have $5,000, $250, we have our group economic plan. We're up to $2,500. We're halfway there to the $5,000 NFT. Whatever you put in and contribute, that means that's the portion that you receive percentage-wise. The $5,000. If you put in $500, that's 10%. If they cut a check for $5,000, you get 10%. 500 goes to you. All of it is trackable. That's right. Miracle Cash and More. Their company is going to have a contract that's opened on the crypto. You can check the contract. That'll tell you which each region, how much the stores are making. It's all above board is what they're doing. So that way you won't sit there and go, oh, yeah, they sent me $5,000, but what's the breakdown? Or was it really $5,000 profit? They said, no, we're just going to be fully transparent. I love that. All right. That's part of it. Now, again, 5,000, or you might want to refer other people. That's free cash flow NFT. If you want to, you use the Miracle Cash and More, that'll take you to cash flow NFT. You can become affiliate free, and they give you 10% for everybody you refer. If you do that 10 times, there's something else that they have. But if you do that 10 times, that's your 5,000, and you're also in the global pool. That's right. They're working out a global pool for anybody that refers 10 people or refers 10 people to buy 10 NFTs. You get in a global pool. It's awesome. And then for us, we have the cash flow NFT 5,000 business opportunity down below. But again, you can use PayPal, you can use crypto, and whatever percentage, $250 increments, $250, $500, $750, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 up to $2,500. That's what you have to put in because we're already at $2,500. All right. So there's another way. Passive income. Set it and forget it. There's no monthly fees. There's no nothing. And check out the channel for DebtBox Node licenses because that's the number one business opportunities in 2023 are here now. You can get in now. And once again, if you don't want to afford the license, we always have a business opportunity, the SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire. That's just another way to do it. All right. So let's get this money, ladies and gentlemen. Here, you just got to go hunting. You got to go fishing. You got to go. That's the only way to make it happen. All right. So if anybody has anything else to say, let me know. We'll see. Victor Marrero, thank you so much for your contributions. Chili Davis, thank you so much. Laverne Penix, Vanessa Comagate, Silverman Fox, thank you so much for being here in the house tonight. Much appreciated. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, with the icons next to your names. I appreciate it so much. And I also appreciate your guys' support and understanding. I love you guys, and I appreciate it. This is why I keep doing this, is because we started the journey, and we're going to keep the journey happening no matter what happens with the YouTube gods. I don't really care because we don't need it anyhow for the big exposure. but we still have exposure because everybody out here is talking about, hey, you might want to check this out, check that out. That is the name of the game. We got to bring everybody up, ladies and gentlemen, elevate the masses because it's going to be a stone cold. And I feel like I'm on Soul Train, stone cold. We're going to be sitting there like these assets drop in value, the liabilities drop in value, everything, money's going to be hard to find. All that's going to be very, very difficult. So it's going to be very interesting. So all I'm saying is be prepared, get your credit right, get your passive income numbers right, get your business right where you can earn profits during hard times. This is the best time to start a business. That's why I have Opus virtual office link down below, because even if you work out of your home, you don't want to have your business, your LLC out of your home. All right. Because people are crazy these days. You want to have a separation anyhow. So that's why you should have the Opus virtual office. The link is down below. All right. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wrap this up for another night. Please join us on the Friday night, 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's open. The chat room is open to everybody. All right. And then come along for the ride, because we're going to be talking about passive income, ladies and gentlemen, and how to get it in business opportunities and how to start businesses. Either way you go, you got to start businesses. If you're going to have a 1 million net worth, then you have to start sliding over to learning business or create some way to create businesses. Or if you can't create, then you ride on the backs of other businesses. That's why you ride on the backs of Airbnb's out there, eBay's out there, Facebook marketplaces out there, even Craigslist is out there. You say, okay, I'll buy something from liquidation.com. I'll just put that up on these places and work that angle. Or you could say, okay, I'll just ride on the top of, hey, I'll go buy one of these licenses from the Debtbox node because they're doing oil, natural gas, gold, silver. Hey, I'll just buy one of their licenses, and what the profits they share with us, I'll work that out. Or I'll do cash flow NFT. Miracle Cash and More does their thing. I'll let that work out. Then you say, okay, maybe I'll go with SSN Lifestyle. They got something, residual income, passive income, and memberships. Ring of Fire, being able to have, oh man, how could I forget? Health products, D3K2 magnesium, along with iodine, MSM, magnesium, D3. All these products, health products, right on that route. Vacation rentals, you're able to refer people over there, whether you have a free membership or a regular paying membership. Passive income from that, residual income if you sign up members. So again, we give you multiple ways to make money, and there ain't no, I got to pick on my man, Kevin, even though he's cool, but there is no discount code below. There is no course below. There is no wasting your money on my courses or books or anything else like that, even though there's nothing wrong with it. But I want you to spend your money on something that's going to give you a return. You can buy books. In fact, this is the internet. You can learn anything on the internet for free. There's nothing new under the sun. All right, until it's created. So NFTs, that came out 3-4 years back, non-fungible tokens. They started marketing that. Most are L's. Okay, let's just call it what it is, but none were backed by real world businesses, which are now. So the new companies, I don't think they're going to be L's. Hey, but again, we could be wrong. We can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. Not even the Shark Tank can win them all, because Kevin O'Leary just lost money by investing in FTX. So did Tom Brady. So did a bunch of others. They put money into FTX. It's bye-bye. It's gone. They thought it was safe. They checked them out, vetted however they vet. They did it. They lost. L's. But that didn't stop them from saying, I'm showing up on Shark Tank. Let's try another business. Because they understand the power of having a business, the power of having passive income a different way, revenues and profits from a business that actually generates money every month by selling goods, services, products. That's very powerful from a shark, and you're just making an investment. You're not running it. That's what you ultimately want. But as an individual who doesn't have $100 million or 30 million or 10 million sitting around, then you have to do it the old fashioned way. You have to earn it. All right. So hopefully you'll join the crowd, because this is SS in the Nation. Stop struggling now. A rising tide lifts all boats, and we're going to need to lift a whole bunch of people over the next 12 to 24 months, but we got a head start. Come back on Friday and we'll talk about some real estate investing as well, because that way you can get pre-construction condos or villas, rent them out, and because you bought them so low, even at a low rental price, you're still going to earn 10 to 15% on your money every year and get the appreciation value of the real estate. Now that's an asset, because I'm not paying for it. The renters are. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So thank you again, everybody. And Curtis Davis, thank you so much. Thank you. And go check him out, Chili Davis. He might even be dropping a video tonight. Who knows? This man does it. He does it in the day, he does it in the night. Sometimes I'm up late after this, and all of a sudden I'll see something drop. I'm like, whoa, did he just drop a video at 11 p.m. at night? You never know. All right. Good night, fam. Good night to you too, Vanessa Comagate. The Seamless Genius is in the house. I appreciate it. Thanks for your information once again, and I hope everything goes well. Yes, next quarter is going to be again, when you start a business, it's an experiment at the beginning. You have to get your footing, because she started a business this last quarter, and we're going to find out the next quarter is going to tell the tale of if this is sustainable. And if it's sustainable, then it's an all systems go, because then she's going to get a second cart. Instead of having 1,000, she could have 2,000 plus coming in, just by doing the deal with the mall, saying, hey, I need a second cart. They say, sure, you're a good person. You pay us on time every month. In fact, we might even give you a discount because you have 2 carts now for the second one. Next thing you know, maybe instead of 2,000, it could be 2,200 or 2,100. Now, all of a sudden, things start getting interesting, because if things go right, now we have a third cart. And now we start getting into some other territories, 3,600, 3,000. Now, all of a sudden, that's $36,000 passively. Yeah, I see you. I see where we're going with this. I think that's what's going to actually happen, because she's picked a place that is a pretty good location, I believe. So therefore, I think she'll be able to pull off the exponentials, get another 2 or 3 carts, however many they have, because of her. Remember, not everybody's doing this Airbnb of the carts in the middle of the mall. So remember, she's on a cutting edge situation. She could turn up into having 5 carts, and everybody's like, damn, how come there's all these carts sitting in here? Not realizing somebody's actually renting them. So she's not even taking the risk. That's the beauty of it. She's minimized the risk, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. This is beautiful. It's so awesome. I commend her. Like I said, Seamless Genius comes up with this stuff I love, leveraging. And that's what she's doing, is what the top 10 percenters do. They leverage. And that's why they want you to work for them, because they're leveraging your time, your 40, 60 hours a week, while they're able to go off into Never Land and do whatever they want. And so that is the point. Once you understand how leverage works, then you start leveraging and turning your business into a lever. And then you start figuring out, if I do this, how can I make this? And now how can I step away? That's the objective of the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. It's 2 hours, 8 minutes. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you like what we're really, really doing here, please become a member of the channel, because you have a little extra perks as well. So once again, thank you, everybody. I love you. And you know how it works out here. It's hard. So we got what we have to do. It's real out here in the field. So always keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.